Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Authentic Info Podcast. I'm your host, Admire Sandra. The CIC, Julius Malema, the leader of the EFF, is already preparing himself to be the president of South Africa. This comes up after his latest interview with the Sunday World, where he said that he doesn't see any presidential material in the ANC. This comes after he was asked about the succession in the ANC of who is going to be president after Ramaphosa. Is Ramaphosa going to finish his term and things like that? He said he's not going to entertain such questions. It's up to the ANC who they decide, but is of the view that there's nothing left. So he says that he's the only man. I want to hear what's your take on this. Let's engage in the comment section. President Malema, the president of the EFF, is ready to be the president of the state and is very confident, and he says that while everyone else is preparing for 2024 elections, he is preparing for the date of the results. He is preparing for the second day. He is preparing to take power. He is preparing for union buildings. That's what he said, that now they are in Midrand and they are heading to Pretoria and they are not going to look back and they are not going to be disturbed. They are like the Gau train, and anyone and anything that comes in front of them, they are going to crush that thing. That is what he said. So he's very ready, he sounds very energetic, and he sounds convinced. And he also laughed at the likes of the DA, saying that the DA has run out of tactics, and the people have seen the DA for what it is, and no one is buying the story of the DA, saying that he is going to surprise a lot of people in South Africa. Also saying that young people who do not support the EFF are lost. These are lost souls and they should be rescued, because he says that there is nothing else that is left in any other political party. That is why the student command of the EFF is cleaning all universities. They are taking power in all universities in South Africa. So he says that that is a clear message that of where politics are taking us. And when asked about the number of voter turnouts, he says that the reason why especially young people are not considering going to participate in the elections, it's because they have lost hope in the current government. They have lost hope in the ANC. So they don't see any reason whatsoever to participate in elections. But he promises them that this time around, if they can go and vote for the EFF, they will never regret their decision in their lifetime. And they will see that votes have value and votes have power. He says that he encourages young people to participate in the next elections and put to power an alternative government led by him under the EFF banner. So he sounds very energetic, he sounds very ready. He sounds like someone who went into 2024 to see what's going to transpire, and he came back to tell us. My question is, are we ready to have the CIC Julius Malema as president of South Africa? Are we ready to have him govern South Africa, lead South Africa forward? That is my question. So let's engage in the comment section. I know a lot of people says that the EFF is that uncle in the family who is not scared to hold to account whoever, even the richest people. But it is also that uncle in the family who no one is willing to trust, who no one is willing to support because they don't trust them. So is the EFF that uncle in South Africa that is going to help South Africa to hold to account the ruling party, the ANC? Do we want to either see the EFF as the official opposition in South Africa rather than the DA? Is that what we want to see? And how are we going to gauge our votes to say now we cannot vote more, we cannot give the EFF more than this? It is enough, and then it is obvious that it will be official opposition. This is a game that I need others to come and clear, because others of that are of the view that the EFF couldn't be trusted entirely with the leadership of the state, but they are well off rather at the opposition benches, and all South Africa can do is to make sure that they make the EFF an official opposition. But Malema, when he speaks, he speaks otherwise. He says that he is not ready to co-govern with anyone. He says that he is not ready to work with other alliances and things like that, like how the ANC has been doing, working with unions and others and other organizations. He's saying that the EFF is not like that. He says that they want to win elections outright. They want total control of everything so that they can be seen to be leading, so that they can be held to account for their actions, the actions of their deployees and delegates and things like that. They don't want to share power. So come 2024, he says that he's going to be president of South Africa and the EFF is going to take power. My question is, again, are you guys ready to have the CIC Julius Malema as the state president of South Africa? Are we ready to see the EFF going to union buildings in Pretoria to occupy the highest office in South Africa? Because that is what Julius Malema says he's preparing for. He is preparing to go and lead South Africa, to go and occupy union buildings. And he says that he's not going to look back, and that is the only appointment he has for 2024. My other question is the EFF well capacitated to deliver Julius Malema as president of South Africa? Do they have that capacity? Because we know that the ANC, when it's time for elections, they will play mind games and they always emerge victorious, although the numbers are dropping. But we know that when it's time for elections, the ANC will access all corners of South Africa, giving their people T-shirts, giving their people food parcels, and promising that if they don't vote for them, they are going to lose their SASSA grants. And elders don't want to hear about that. And those who are approaching their years for pension, those who are approaching their 60s, don't want to hear such. It's bad news. And when they hear that any other party that will come to power other than the ANC is going to cut their grant, they close their eyes and give the ANC votes, and then the ANC disappears for the next 5 years. So it will be a difficult and tricky game for the EFF to play, to beat the ANC in its own game. Because now Malema is saying that these young people who are in universities, these young people who are presidents and leaders and part of SRC must go into the ground and educate those who are in the ground about the future of South Africa under the EFF-led government. This is Authentic Info Podcast. I'm your host, Admire Sandile. Let's engage in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Thank you.